Hello. Turkish officials are saying that the largest swap of prisoners from Russia in decades is now underway. So this plane recently landed in Ankara, reportedly with several of those released on board. Russia is releasing American journalists, human rights activists, as well as a former Marine. We have a team of correspondents covering the story for us. We'll get reaction out of Washington shortly with Rosalind Jordan. But we begin in Istanbul with Sinem Koseoglu. Sinem, what are your sources telling you about this particular flight, and what information are you getting?
Well, Darren, yes, as you have stated, this is the largest prisoner swap operation between United States, Russia, and also Germany within the last decades. And Turkish intelligence MIT has coordinated the negotiations and mediations between those countries for these prisoners to be swapped. According to my sources, 26 prisoners were exchanged in Ankara today within the last 1 hour. Among them, 2 were children. And those prisoners were from 7 different countries, and they arrived in the Turkish capital, Ankara, with 7 different planes. And some of them have already been transferred to their countries. According to the information that I have, 10 prisoners, 2 of them are children, have been transferred to Russia, 13 have been transferred to Germany, and 3 prisoners have been transferred to the United States. As I said, Turkey is proud to be a part of this operation. According to the statements coming from the Turkish intelligence, they say this is the largest prisoner swap within the last decades. And Turkish intelligence chief Ibrahim Kalın had mediated. They had talks with his counterparts. But of course, this is not the first time Turkey has been mediating for prisoner swaps. Earlier, between Russia and Ukraine, again, Turkish intelligence was the mediator, and prisoner handover was realized in the capital, Ankara. And again, Turkish intelligence was involved between Russia and United States for nuclear talks. That's why Turkish intelligence is actually a little bit proud to say that they are good in mediating between difficult countries at difficult times for these kinds of difficult prisoner swap operations.
Okay.
Back to you, Doreen.
Thank you so much, Sinem. Thanks for that reporting from Turkey. Let's bring in Rosalind Jordan, joining us now from Washington, D.C. Rosalind, what more are you hearing about who's on board that flight?
Well, the U.S. government is not talking about what is being widely reported, that there is a significant prisoner swap being undertaken between the United States and Russia. This is because there's always been this long-standing practice in the U.S. government to not say anything that could possibly jeopardize a handoff of people, especially those that the U.S. considers wrongfully detained, until they are actually in the custody of U.S. embassy officials. So we are actively asking for any sort of comment, but you have to understand the U.S. government's reticence. They have had things go sideways in the past when they've tried to get people out of wrongful detention, not just in Russia, but in other countries as well. And so there's basically this cone of silence, as it were, coming from the U.S. government. It's also worth noting that the Wall Street Journal, which is the employer of the journalist Evan Gershkovich, also has said absolutely nothing, even though it has been launching and conducting a very vigorous public relations campaign to secure his release since he was first detained by the Russian authorities in Ekaterinburg back in March 2023. Again, this is a matter of not wanting to jeopardize anything until people actually have eyes on him and that he's actually in their custody. We also have not yet heard either from Gershkovich's family or from the family of Paul Whelan, the former U.S. Marine who was arrested and then convicted back in 2020, again on espionage charges. They have been very vigorously critical of the Biden-Harris administration for not doing more to get Paul Whelan out of Russian custody. And so it is noteworthy that we have not heard from them either on Thursday, given that this is something that they have been campaigning for almost from the moment that he was arrested nearly 5 years ago.
All right, Rosalind, thank you. Thank you so much.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.